Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Christina. You guys have asked in the comments on some of my previous videos, and I get asked on Instagram all the time. So it is just going to be a real day in the life. I am here, like you guys see me a lot of times on Instagram in my octo curl. You'll probably get to see later on in the video what this ends up looking like, but this is how I woke up in my sweats. My house is pretty messy. I did not clean my house ahead of time so that it looks beautiful in the background or anything like that. We just had oatmeal. I did a very simple breakfast. We did not make muffins or anything super fancy. We had oatmeal, and I just set up a little invitation to learn on my table for my youngest 3, and I'll have them work on that while I kind of set up for our morning lessons. So we've eaten breakfast. They're going to just have an opportunity to play and get themselves ready for our morning time together, and then you'll see kind of how our morning time flows. So before I call them over, I just wanted to show you guys what I set up, because I get lots of questions about things that I set up for my kids, both here and on Instagram. So I used some things from my fall knowledge crates boxes. I get both the preschool and the school age crate, and both of them come with 3 different colors of Play-Doh and the Play-Doh accessories kit. Both boxes also came with a set of woodland animals and the corresponding fact cards. So I made animal tracks in their Play-Doh and then put the little figurines out with the cards for them to try to figure out which animals they had in their Play-Doh. This little moose card went perfectly with our lesson today from my Adirondack alphabet unit, which I'll be starting with today. And then we will also do a few of our heritage letters for my older boys for when they either are ready to get started, but we haven't started all together yet, or if they finish something early and they're just sort of waiting. I like to have something like that on hand. That's really cool, Bob. So I just love the combination of them completing the activity that I set out for them, but then also having the freedom of open-ended play and making it their own. And then also the older kids getting in on the fun with their younger siblings.
With the knife, we gotta be really careful. Because first, before we go with the knife, we gotta mark here. We gotta mark where he is and where he's not. So it seems like right here, none of his body is. So you can cut that off right here with the knife. Right there. Nice. Good job. I'm gonna take the pile of the excess right.
So today we're starting with a lesson from the Ready to Read book 4, which we're really towards the end of. And although this is for my 7-year-old, this 1-page reading, as well as the Bible connection, is a great way for us to start our day and to include the older and younger kids in on what would be just her lesson. So we're able to learn some interesting facts together, discuss them, and then also find a Bible connection together to start our day. We have soil. What else? Water. So water, soil. What else?
Trees.
So plants. You could say that trees are plants. All right, so for our Bible connection, who can go get Bibles? Who wants to go get Bibles?
Who wants to go get Bibles?
Me.
Go
All right, go get them.
I'll get your Bible.
Okay, give me the small one, the green and blue.
All right, hurry up, go get the Bibles. Another main component of the way that we do this portion of our morning time is for everyone to have their own physical Bible in front of them, to familiarize themselves with where the books of the Bible are, to take turns reading, and to start learning how to highlight and take notes in their Bibles. All right, so we're gonna open to Exodus chapter 23. Seth, are you bringing Gia's Bible? So Exodus chapter 23, Jax.
I draw how much something I made was painting.
Good. Do you remember what artist that painting was from? That you copied?
Monet.
Claude Monet. Good. So you could write down Monet. So in that little space below your painting, see that? You could write M-O-N-E-T. So they're able to finish up their journals while we get everyone organized and ready to start. Exodus 23. This is interesting. While you guys are looking, the subtitle for this chapter in my Bible is a call for justice.
This one has laws of justice and mercy.
Laws of justice and mercy. Does yours have a subtitle for this chapter, Dex?
Laws of justice and mercy.
So you guys have the same.
Yeah.
Typically, we will take turn reading a few verses at a time, depending on how long the passage is, so that everyone gets a chance to read aloud and follow along. All right, can you do verse 9?
Do not oppress a foreigner. You yourselves know how it feels to be foreigners, because you were foreigners in Egypt.
Good. Plant and harvest your crops for 6 years, but let the land be renewed and lie uncultivated during the 7th year. Then let the poor among you harvest whatever grows on its own. Leave the rest for the wild animals to eat. The same applies to your vineyards and olive groves. So Jackson, verses 10 and 11.
For 6 years you are to sow your fields and harvest the crops. But during the 7th year, let the land lie unplowed and unused. Then the poor among your people may get food from it, and the wild animals may eat what they leave. Do the same with your vineyard and your olive grove.
So here's our Bible connection. Did you know that conservation was originally God's idea? When the Israelites left Egypt and headed toward the... Today, farmers all over the world do this, as science has shown that it is good for the soil to rest from time to time. Isn't it amazing that God had the Israelites follow farming practices that were the best for the ground even before they knew why? When we believe that God is omniscient, what does it mean God is omniscient? All-knowing. He knows everything. We can trust the Bible even when we don't understand everything.
I like him.
For like 30 seconds, and we need to come back.
Can I go and comfort?
You can go and comfort her too, but then we need to come back to what we're doing. Maybe you could say a prayer for her, Jackson, talk to her. All right, so what stuck out to you guys about this chapter in Exodus, or about like the Bible connection, what it said about it? Okay, so for Adirondack unit study, Seth, what letter is this?
W.
Close. It looks like an upside down. This would be W, right?
Yeah.
But this is an M. Can you say M?
M.
What sound does an M make?
No, I will again, and then I will.
Okay, what letter is this?
M.
M.
It's a double
Okay,
B, actually.
so we're going to learn about a couple things that start with M in the Adirondack. So this says M for mosquito, the North Country Bane. So there's the mosquito. There's a mayflower. What is this, Sethi? This starts with an M.
Monarch.
This is the mosquito.
Monarch.
This is the mayflower. What is this?
Monarch.
Monarch starts with an M, right? Julie, can you say monarch?
Monarch.
Good.
Monarch.
Mount Marcy. Does anybody know anything about Mount Marcy?
It's a mountain.
It's a mountain in the
It's probably
Adirondacks.
one of the 42 high peaks or whatever it is.
46 high peaks. We have mallards, a moose. Sethi, do we have a moose on the table anywhere? Hey, Sethi, do we have a moose on the table anywhere? Where's the moose? Yeah, we have a moose, right? Good job. All right, and then mergansers, a muskrat, mayfly, and milkweed. Milkweed also starts with an M. Okay?
Wait, I need that page in 1 second.
You want me to keep this open? You're doing some notebooking?
I'm going to do notebooking on that mountain, so do not close it.
Here, do you guys want me to put it on here?
Yeah.
And I'll pull this off.
Is it good?
Okay, so we are going to learn more about 3 of those M's, which are moose, mosquitoes, and Mount Marcy. Okay, so you can add these to your notebooking. All right? So, moose. moose, or Alsace, which is if I'm saying that right, that's a scientific name, are increasing in numbers in the Adirondacks. Males are approximately 6 to 9 feet long, can weigh up to 1,400 pounds, and have huge palmate antlers that are shed in winter. So take a look at the picture. Although no one is happy to hear the buzz of a mosquito, only the female mosquito bites. The male mosquito feeds only on plant juices. The female mosquito may live as long as 3 weeks during the summer or many months over the winter in order to lay her eggs the following spring. All mosquitoes need water to complete their life cycle. So then you can take a little look at the life cycle. Take a look, Jax. This is something you could notebook because you're going to need to do some notebooking. So take a look at the life cycle. Jackie or Jesse and Gia, see the life cycle of the mosquito?
Yeah.
Okay, Mount Marcy. Justice said he thought it was one of the 46 high peaks. It is the highest point in New York. So Mount Marcy is the highest point in New York with an elevation of 5,344 feet, which makes it the tallest peak of the Adirondack High Peaks. So not just one of them, but the tallest one of them and the tallest point in the entire state. It takes an experienced hiker about how many hours do you think? Take a guess.
13 hours.
It's 8 hours. To hike Mount Marcy, not counting breaks. So that if they hiked 8 hours without stopping, which I don't know how realistic that is, it would take 8 hours. So plus breaks.
So yeah.
Help me make the mountain.
You want to make the mountain?
Yeah, what?
Do you want to take a look at this picture? Will that help? We can actually close up our Bible, so let me move this.
I don't want to do them.
That's Mount Marcy. That's the mountain we just learned about.
There and Mount Marcy.
Oh, you want to do this mountain? You can do that
I
mountain.
want to do Mount Marcy.
Okay, so then go ahead and do it.
And why do you help me? Because I don't know.
Jackson can help you. Jackson, can you help him do Mount Marcy?
Yeah, job.
M is for mosquito.
Great.
Is that like
Okay.
mountain?
So we have a moose. That's really good. We have a moose card. Is it over there, Justice? Can you read to us some more facts about the moose? Let's see if we can find the moose card. Jackie, can you answer him, please? We have some extra moose facts. So Jackson, I'm going to give it to you first. Can you read to us a fact that we didn't read? So skim the bullet points.
A full-grown moose can gobble up to 70 pounds of food a day.
70 pounds. So who hears about 70 pounds, do you think?
You're getting eaten.
What?
You're getting eaten by a moose.
Gia's not even
Trying to get an animal?
Probably like 50.
Okay. Gia, can you choose a fact on here and read it to us? Go ahead, Gia. Read a fact to us.
How we make Marcy the mountain?
Let's be quiet. Gia's going to read to us a fact.
Marcy the mountain.
Sethy, look at mommy in the eyes. We're going to listen to Gia. She's going to read us a fact.
The flap. Marcy the mountain.
No, you need to listen. Go ahead, Gia.
The flap of skin under a moose chin is called a bell. A moose can kick in any direction with its front hooves.
That was better.
Good job. Yeah, just any fact on there that we didn't read yet.
Okay.
Stop.
Moose cows can outrun a human by the time they're 5 years old. 5 days old, sorry.
Okay. Okay, let's see. What fact did we not get to yet?
Thousands of feet per second.
So, moose primarily live in areas that have cold, snowy winters. Their wide hooves act like snowshoes to help them walk in the snow or in muddy, marshy ground after the white stuff melts. Moose like to swim. When the winter ice melts, moose spend much of their time swimming in lakes and rivers to keep their body temperature down on hot days.
Hey, Mom.
Hold on. Sometimes swimming without stopping for 10 or more miles. So they can swim without stopping for 10 or more miles. So that's new learning that you could add to your notebooking. So Jackie, it's fine if you're doing the Play-Doh, but you will still be responsible for a notebooking page. Do you think a moose would be an herbivore or a carnivore or an omnivore?
Omnivore.
So,
What's it when they eat herbivore?
Herbivore. Okay, so our Adirondack portion is done unless you still need to do notebooking. So you're gonna need, Gia, you're gonna need at least one fact about Mount Marcy or a moose or something. It looks really good, but you need a fact. It's not 45 inches. But you can look back at this and find how high it is and write that down. So label Mount Marcy how tall it is. Jackson, can you grab your notebooking notebook? And you're gonna start to do that. Okay, Jesse, are you done with your notebooking? Jesse?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you one of these heritage letters to read. You can choose, it's gonna be like an anonymous pick. Okay?
44.
And then Jackson, when you're done with your notebooking page, you can open this one. So where's the section about Mount Marcy? Okay, and what number is that?
It's 5.
5 what? 1,000. So 5,000.
344.
344.
Like a donkey.
So you're gonna go ahead and write that down. So my 7 and 11-year-olds are both working on their notebooking, so just capturing some of their learning from our Adirondack unit, while my 14-year-old is reading his heritage letter and juggling the soccer ball a little bit. I don't mind if they stand or move around a little bit sometimes, and then other times I will ask them to sit and relax. Symmetry is exactly similar parts facing each other around an axis. So bilateral symmetry, it says insects have bilateral symmetry, which means that they have a head area and an axis that divides them down the center. Can you find where this butterfly is divided down the center? Where's the axis? This one. So show the line. Do you see the dotted line? Yeah? And they have matching left and right sides. One side is the mirror image of the other. So to break down that word, syn, S-Y-N, means together, and metron is measure. So the line on the common blue is not a line of symmetry. So see the line here? Can you trace this line with your finger? This is not a line of symmetry. Why do you think it's not a line of symmetry? So this one separates the insect in half, and on either side, is it the same?
No. Yeah.
It's exactly the same, right? What about this one? It divides it in half. Is it the same?
No.
No, so it's not a line of symmetry. Though it separates the insect into halves, those halves do not mirror each other. Okay? So you're going to draw some lines of symmetry on the following butterflies and moths. So use a straight edge or ruler for a straight line. So do you want to go get a ruler, or do you want to like use this book?
That book.
Okay, so you're going to do lines of symmetry. So only lines of symmetry. So this wouldn't be a line of symmetry. You can't just do a random halfway line, right? So do lines of symmetry on these. You might end up needing a ruler. Try it and see how far you can get. So Justice, did you read through your heritage letter?
Yep.
You have yours you're reading through, Jax?
Yep.
You guys are going to be ready to share out with us what you read, right?
Yep.
Do we have to
Okay.
read the long one too?
Yes, you're reading all of it, and you're going to do like a little mini presentation with the pictures and the facts. Sethy, Sethy, you're going to speak kindly. So everyone pause for just a second. You guys are going to be prepared to share out a little mini presentation on the person, okay?
Okay.
In 3 minutes.
Okay.
Good job, Jeej. Nice line of symmetry there. So boys, you're gonna come and write in your notebooks a paragraph summary of what you read
Okay.
about your person, and then be prepared to share out a presentation.
Okay.
So So your neatest writing, okay, don't. So your neatest writing, Jackson, and it's gonna be a full, well-written paragraph summary, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Juliana, you peed on the floor?
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to clean it up then.
That's Mama's dress.
Okay, yep, it's on your dress because you peed your pants. So stand up, take this off. I'm gonna give you, do you need to do more pee? Because if you do, then you have to go in the potty and do that. All right, take these off. And I'm gonna get you paper towels and you're gonna need to clean it up.
And I need wipes so I can wipe it.
Did you feel that you needed to pee, Juliana?
Yeah, I pee.
So then why didn't you go to the potty? What?
People down next big one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some paper towels. You're gonna clean the pee up and then you're gonna spray it with thieves and then you're gonna wipe it down again. So clean up all the pee-pee.
Clean up all the pee-pee. I need it right, Mom. Clean up it. Have the pee-pee mask on.
So clean up all the pee first and then when you have it cleaned up, I'll give you the spray.
As clean up, you can get it on me. And I'm all. No, Juliana. Mom, I need to spray, Mom.
Nope, did you get all the pee cleaned up?
Yeah. So clean up. So cleaned up, Mom. Wait. So wait.
Jackie, what are you doing? Come back.
I'm not doing unique. I'm doing a weird butterfly.
Gia, you can take a break for a few minutes until the boys are ready to share out, and then I'm going to have you come listen, okay? Okay, you guys, so I just sent everyone outside for a little bit of a break and to get outside because it's beautiful outside and to give me a minute to just regroup, clean up, and set up for our next activity. I still have this in my hair, but I did just put like minimal makeup on because we do have to go out in a few hours. The kids have a practice. My older two boys have a practice that we need to go to. And so I just threw a little bit of makeup on, nothing crazy, a tinted moisturizer, concealer, a little bit of lip gloss, and a little bit of mascara. I want to show you what I've been using because it has been so good for my skin. I shared briefly an unboxing when it came in the mail probably over a month ago now on Instagram stories and have not circled back around to share how I'm liking it. So while it's on my mind, I'm going to share it with you guys really quick. So you can try it if you're interested, and then I'm going to show you the mess that I need to clean up and then what we're going to be setting up for afternoon lessons, as well as some lunch and how I plan to do that. Sometimes I have them all get their own lunch, sometimes I have them all clean up, but today is one of those days that I was like, just go outside. I really want to organize everything that's left out, and I really want everyone eating a lot of fruits and vegetables today, so I'm going to make like a lunch platter station for everybody to just pick from while we work on our projects. So I'll show you that too. So here's the state of the kitchen right now, guys. So I started to clean up just a teeny bit, but still a lot to clean up. I also was stacking things that we had already done just under my seat to get them out of the way as we were going. There's also a bunch of other stuff under here that needs to be cleaned up. And there is still stuff from breakfast that we did not clean up. So I'd like to say like, oh, we clean up from breakfast and then we move on, but no, we did not. And I also just threw some things up here on the counter to start to clean up. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit and then call them in to eat some lunch and get started on projects. They are all still playing outside. Okay, so my mudroom and my backyard are an absolute disaster right now. So again, nothing is staged here, guys. It's just real life right now. So it looks like the three Littles are playing in the hammock back there, and my older two are playing next to the green pool, which needs to be closed for the season, and the trampoline. So I'm going to do a few more things inside and then call them in. Interested to see what's going on here. What are you doing there, Sethy?
A walrus.
Good job. You put a worm in the garden?
Yeah, that was a baby one.
Good
Thank
job.
goodness I got in there. It was on there.
Yeah, thank goodness.
No, it
Good
wasn't.
job. You're such a sweetie pie. Thank you for taking care of our garden. Okay, so first I'll show you at the beginning of the video, I had just washed my face and did the treatment and the moisturizer. So if you saw on my Instagram stories, I got this Counter Time Lipid Defense Cleansing Oil, which has been so good for my super dry skin. It has completely cleared up my flakiness and my dry patches. Because it's just not a harsh cleanser. Before that, I had been using the Young Living Foaming Cleanser, which had been okay. But since I wasn't using like their super intensive moisturizer, I was. And then when I needed a new one, because it was summertime, I switched to the one that was more of a light moisturizer, and that was not enough. So I just wanted to try a full bottle, like a full set of Beauty Counter, because I tried some samples and really liked them. So I'm liking this better than the Young Living, although I do still love a lot of my Young Living products for like body care and oils and just like cleaning products and all of that. So then I got the Counter Plus All Bright C Serum. So I just cleanse with this. Then I put 1 pump of this on my skin. And then for my moisturizer, I got the Counter Match Adaptive Moisture Lotion. This is not super heavy. It is still super duper light, but it makes my skin feel so good. And so at the beginning of the video, I had just brushed my teeth and washed my face, and that is what I used. And then a few minutes ago, I actually didn't use this, but I pulled this out to show you that if I'm like really worried about like what my makeup looks like, I'll use like a teeny bit of this Featherweight foundation. I am not a huge foundation person, so I do not have this on today. All I have on today is the tinted moisturizer. So this is the Dew Skin Tinted Moisturizer. And I just used like, I don't know, like a pea size of this all over my face. And then while that is soaking in, I just put a literal dot of this concealer under my eyes. And this is the Skin Twin Creamy Concealer Corrector Cream. And then I just curled my lashes, put a swipe of Honest Mascara, and then the teeniest dot of this lip gloss. Okay, so now I'm just making them a quick little lunch platter just from stuff that I have on hand. Cucumbers to dip in hummus, some pistachios for them. I try to do a mix of fruits, veggies, and nuts typically, or some kind of nut butter, something with peanut butter or almond butter, just to kind of give a good mix of healthy things for them to choose from. So nothing fancy today at all, just getting them started with some healthy snacks. I did plan on having this out while we were working on projects, but I still did not get that cleaned up over there. And a few of them have already expressed they're really hungry. So I'm gonna bring this outside for them so that they can snack and play while I finish cleaning up. And then we will see what time it is and see if we're going to start on the projects or if I'm gonna have my older kids start on independent work while I do nap time with my youngest ones. So stay tuned. Lots of just going with the flow for what is going to work instead of trying to force too many things to happen and work. These two are playing so nicely and quietly in the mud kitchen, so I am not going to interrupt them right now. Okay, in trying to keep this completely real for you guys, I want to show you how far I've gotten, where we are with our day, and what the plan is. It is 12:40, so I do not think we are going to start on our projects right away, but I am going to show you exactly what I'm going to do from this point at 12:40. Okay, I did get my table reset for the next step, which is not technically everything that I had planned on. However, I am totally fine with what I have. Now, if you turn around, a lot of this was just put up here for now and has not still been figured out. I started to move dirty dishes over that way. That is one of the chores that I'm gonna have the older kids work on while I'm getting the little ones, or the little one, down for a nap and doing story time with my youngest three, because I will have all three of them come up. This chore chart is where, like today is Tuesday, so I used Monday to list all of the things that they need to choose from to do. I do not assign certain things unless it's a quick, like, Justice, I want you to make sure you do the garbage, or Jackson, you're gonna take the mudroom. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm gonna see how they do with just doing these things today. And then the boys specifically need to put their clean mattress covers and sheets back on their bed. And then they know that they will write down all the chores that they did, and I'll be able to check and make sure that they did them the right way. So that is why I did not do the dishes, because one of them will do that. And then I will organize these things and put them away when I get a chance. So what I have set up here, when I call everybody in just a minute, I am going to have my boys present out what they learned in their heritage letter. And so I had left that out neatly for them so everyone can come in, they can share out, and then I have to-do lists for them. So when they're done sharing out, I'm gonna bring my youngest 3 up for story time, and then my boys will start working through their to-do list. So Jackson will do a math lesson, a typing lesson, making sure that he's done everything for insects weeks 3 because that was last week. Working on his insects final project, which I will explain to him possibly before I go upstairs, and if not, I'll just have him read about it in his book, and then working on his chores from that chore chart. For my oldest, same thing. I have this set out for him so that he can present really quick when everyone comes in, and then he has his to-do list that he started earlier, and then I added things that I want him to do. His math lesson, work on his language arts, check and complete the chore chart, typing lesson, type his essay, and then insects final project. This right here is the activity that I will do to start off our afternoon lessons together, which was something that I was gonna do before starting their final projects, but we didn't have time for it during morning time, which is fine. This is something we didn't get to like a week or 2 ago. I don't worry about doing every project, but this is one that I wanted to do with them. And this is the Chromatography Butterflies Group Art. So you need coffee filters for this, but I just flipped to the instruction pages in the teacher's guide and the Senior Explorer, which is my 11-year-old, and the Expert Explorer, which is my 14-year-old, because I will have them look at the materials and procedures and get everything ready and set it up, as opposed to me setting it all up, which I do sometimes do, but this time I'm gonna have them take ownership of that. And then I will do this with my oldest 4, because my 7-year-old and 3-year-old will not nap. They will come back downstairs after doing nap time, story time with my 2-year-old. So we will start our afternoon lesson time together with that. And in the meantime, they will be working through their to-do lists.
Enos Mills had always heard of the Rocky Mountains as a young boy. He had always dreamed of the Rocky Mountains, but was too sick to go. Eventually, his parents sent him to Colorado, believing the mountains would aid in his healing. He soon became
many of his own medicines. He has also met people like George Washington, Thomas Paine, and many more. He encouraged and helped Thomas Paine to write common sense.
Okay, the boys are all done presenting out, so I've just laid out everyone's work for the afternoon. So the boys have their to-do lists and some of their work stacked. My 7-year-old has work out for her to do, and then even my 3-year-old, just because he likes to do that with her when they both come downstairs. So he has a little bit from his doodles and pre-writing, and then a page from the Adirondack unit. This got water spilt on it a week or 2 ago, but it is okay. It is still usable, so we're going to finish it up. And then I have our chromatography project all ready to go, and then our heritage letters, which I will put away in the binder where I store them. So it is about 12 minutes after 1, and I am heading up with the littles. So there was a laundry delivery some point this morning, so I'm going to help them put their laundry away before we start our story time together. Okay, another honest update. My 2-year-old is asleep. My 3 and 7-year-olds went out to play. My 11-year-old has not started any chores or work yet, but he is practicing keyboard, so I'm totally fine with that. I pulled all of these books that I had accumulated upstairs out, and my 14-year-old is in my bed doing his math, which is totally fine. Oh, I stand corrected. These guys are in the playroom playing, not outside. So while Justice finishes up his math, you're going to get started on your final project, which is Shadow Puppet Theater. Okay, this gives you the project overview. So there are three main parts: writing a short script for shadow puppets, creating the shadow puppets, and performing the shadow play. Your play should focus on insects as your main characters and use the elements of a strong plot. So think of this as like your brainstorming page. So you're gonna fill the honeycomb with possible problems or conflicts that the insects in the story might run into, Jax. Okay? Then this is your story map. So once you have this fleshed out, then you're gonna start working on your story map. Okay, so you're gonna plan out the plot or the storyline of your short play. Okay? Then this is gonna give you some script writing basics. Okay, so this all goes in order, okay? And then you can write out your script here once you get all that done. You have room for the script, and then this is about the performance, okay? Questions?
No.
All right, so you're gonna start by reading this paragraph, and then you're gonna start working on your problem hive.
Got it.
Okay, these two are now working on their independent work. My 7-year-old is doing her ant anatomy using this poster that came with the unit, and he is working on his doodles and pre-writing from The Good and the Beautiful. So we need 1 cup of whole wheat and 1 cup of regular. So Seth, actually this is what we can do. Look at, because these are half a cup, 2 of these make 1 of these. Okay, so I'm just prepping some bread dough with my 3 and 7-year-olds. It's a great opportunity for us to spend some time together and to use measurement and baking as a way to practice some math skills. And a win is that we get to enjoy the yummy bread when it's done. Feeding the sourdough is also something that I've tried to include them in on so that they know how to do it and know how it works and have just another opportunity to learn this life skill that I've actually learned with them. All right, so the bread is prepped and the boys have finished their independent work for the day, and we are jumping into this butterfly chromatology project from our nature study club together before they move on to working on their final projects for this insects unit.
Shall I take out now, Mom?
Is the water up past your lines?
Yeah.
Yep, then take it out.
Right, now
So some projects I just kind of have them do together as a group, or I'll be there to oversee it and offer help. And then other times I really like to just jump in and do it with them as a way to kind of like slow myself down, but also just as a way to bond with them and truly be a part of what they're doing. So while we wait for our chromatology butterflies to dry, everyone is working independently on their final projects.
Remember we went to the beach, Mom?
Okay, you guys, we are heading to sports practice now. It is about 3:35 and we need to be there at 4. So I'm gonna end this day in the life here. Hopefully you enjoyed following along with us and seeing kind of how our day flows. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if there's anything you would like more information on. Let me know if you like this day in the life. I don't do a ton of them because I don't like it to feel intrusive in our home, but every once in a while, if I can do one that does not feel overwhelming or intrusive for the kids, I will put one up for you if you guys find it helpful. So if you are new here, definitely introduce yourself in the comments down below. I hope to see you soon in one of my next videos, and until next time, stay rooted.